Hey, it's Jay, and I wanted to take a moment today to give you guys an update on what's going on with the Handz for Hire app. I advertise the app at the end of all my YouTube videos.
Handz for Hire is a mobile app connecting neighbors ready to lend a hand with neighbors who need a hand.
For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll bring you up to speed. I went from teaching high school physics and environmental science to a stay-at-home dad when we moved from New Jersey to Florida. And honestly, since I can't sit still, I started working on a project with a goal in mind of bringing neighbors together for odd jobs. The high school kid, college student, stay-at-home parent, or retired professional could get out of the house and go help a neighbor with a job and earn some income. Here's one of the commercials I never aired just to give you an idea.
You've spent your whole life working, and now it's finally time to enjoy your retirement. But what do you do when your golden years seem a little dull? Try Handz for Hire. Try the mobile app Handz for Hire and help a neighbor with a skill you've spent a lifetime mastering. Meanwhile, somewhere in the neighborhood, a neighbor needs help with his taxes. Foster friendships while staying busy and make a little money on the side. Work as much or as little as you want and bring that shine back to your golden years. Handz for Hire, connecting neighbors ready to lend a hand with neighbors who need a hand. Download now in the App Store or on Google Play.
So here's the background story. I was ready to start building the app, so I met with a couple professional firms. They all thought my idea was good, but it was going to cost over $150,000 to build here in America. So I ended up going overseas to Chennai, India, and teamed up with a group who helped me build my app. I designed every single page of the app on PowerPoint and then changed my plan again and again and again. About 5 months before the beta launch of our iOS app, I was on a trip in Europe with my cousin John. Right before we left, I was still trying to nail down a payment platform, but they were also expensive, especially for a startup like me. So I applied through PayPal for an experimental program they were developing for Alibaba called PayPal for Marketplaces. That night, my cousin and I were in Amsterdam, and PayPal called to interview me for the program. They were only allowing a select few small businesses and personally interviewed each candidate. So the interview went beautifully, and we finally had our payment platform.
Hi, I'm Jay Harrigal. Here we are in Amsterdam. Buckle up, because it's going to be a fun ride.
A few months later, we launched our beta version of iOS with a small test group in August 2018. The app quickly became popular, and within just a few months, we had over 800 users in our immediate area. The challenge was that the app had some design flaws and some bugs that any new app would. We struggled to make our user experience perfect, which is what's required in today's world. So some of our biggest struggles and challenges were that PayPal always didn't work flawlessly. There was no way for our lend-a-hand users to promote themselves on the app. And then our need-a-hand users had only one option to post a job rather than being able to seek out available help in the area. Meanwhile, in January 2019, I started this YouTube channel. My thought was to create a DIY video about jobs that might be listed on the Handz for Hire app. Since I was a science teacher and missed teaching, I thought it would be cool to incorporate some science with the DIY I was doing. Here's a clip from my first video on how to flush your tankless water heater. If you have a tankless water heater, there's a good chance that all the settings are the normal standard hose fittings, which is 3/4 of an inch. In Florida, we have naturally occurring deposits of gypsum and limestone, which contain calcium sulfate, calcium carbonate, and magnesium hydroxide. They leach into the aquifer, causing hard water, and that's an issue. It wreaks havoc on our pipes for a reason. The calcium salts, these two calcium salts, can cause copper to oxidize at a more rapid rate. And then that causes copper 2 oxide. And when we flush the pipes with vinegar, what ends up happening is copper 2 oxide is fairly soluble, and it gets pulled off the pipes, mixes with the acetic acid, reacts. It produces a new solution, copper 2 acetate, and that's just science. Boom. The second video I uploaded was the carpet video, or rug video, and that one actually took off to the point where it has over 350,000 views today. I have my Home Depot bucket. We're gonna use a little bit of white distilled vinegar. I'm gonna use some glass cleaner. We're gonna use a dish soap here. This is my Method dish soap. And then I picked up some OxyClean. I took all this feedback to heart and started working on version 2.0 of the app. I got my act together with a business plan. I had 12 professionals review it and give me feedback. I did more research and developed a whole new version of Handz that blows version 1 out of the water. I call it Handz 2.0. I finished with all the updates in early 2020, started to put together a team to develop 2.0, and we all know what happened. The pandemic hit. It shut down all of our momentum. Version 1.0 of the app went silent, and progress towards 2.0 came to a standstill. This is not a sob story though, because when one door closes, another door opens. Another door opens. You see, 3 years of my time developing Handz helped me refine my business, marketing, Adobe products, and web design skills, and it allowed me to create the Handz for Hire YouTube channel. It also allowed me to bring a lot to the table when I teamed up with my talented teaching colleague and friend Chris Kling to start Science Outside. It's a company that creates educational content for teachers across America, and so far it's received excellent feedback from both brick and mortar and virtual teachers. If you get a moment, check out scienceoutside.org. It would have never happened without the pandemic. The Handz 2.0 plan is completely ready for development, and I can utilize those plans whenever the timing's right. Finally, before starting a business, I was a science teacher, and I really knew nothing about business or being an entrepreneur. So if you're thinking about starting a small business, I just want to share a few tips that have been crucial for me along the way. Number 1, people that don't have your ambition will always try to knock you down or make you focus on all the ways that you can fail. If you listen to them, you'll fail before you start. Surrounding yourself with positively motivated people who have similar goals and similar ambitions is the key to success. And number 2, you can't build a company by yourself. First, find a mentor, someone who's been through the process before and can guide you to success. For me, it's been my cousin Con, my father-in-law Rich, and my neighbor Lucas. Second, find people with skill sets that complement your own skill sets. If you work by yourself, you wear too many hats and you can't do anything well. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, jack of all trades, master of none, and that's very true in small business. Finally, as an entrepreneur, don't put all your eggs in one basket. When I started Handz, I was thinking linearly and thought the app was the end result. But looking back, I developed an array of professional skills over the last 3 years. It's allowed me to pivot and create this flourishing channel, Handz for Hire, with an awesome audience. It allowed me to start another business, Science Outside, with my buddy Chris. And finally, it's something I really don't talk about much, but I also do a lot of trading in both the stock and real estate market, and that's been another passion of mine. I just felt the calling to share my story with you and give you an update on the Handz for Hire app. If you're in a similar spot, I hope this video helps. Until next time.